Today's lesson is called Seeing Through the Smog, Understanding and Fighting Air Pollution. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
My name is Roger, and today we're going to be talking about pollution. We could be talking about water pollution, or we could be talking about noise pollution, or if you're an astronomer, you might be worried about light pollution. But today we're actually going to talk about one of the most common forms of pollution, air pollution. It seems like we have a big problem with this in recent years.
Yes, air pollution. It's still around, okay? It's kind of stubbornly been hanging around. We've been able to clean up rivers and lakes and the ocean and stuff like that. I think water pollution is kind of a thing of the past, but we still need to fight air pollution and make that thing a thing of the past as well. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Seeing through the smog, understanding and fighting air pollution. Air pollution is now a scarier threat than ever before. Studies show that air quality is getting worse at alarming rates in many places, and its effects are much more hazardous than we previously realized. One thing is abundantly clear: we must act immediately.
大家好，第一部分我们看到单字 alarming 这个字是形容词，指令人担忧的，引起恐慌的。例如 The news headlines carried some alarming news about global warming. 新闻头条中有一些关于全球暖化令人忧心的新闻。或是 Kyle thought the news on TV was very alarming. Kyle 觉得电视上的那则新闻很令人惊恐。另外补充几个与 alarm 相关的片语。第一Sound or raise the alarm 表示发出警报，提出警讯。举例来说 A soldier on guard sounded the alarm when he saw the enemy approaching. 一名站岗的士兵看见敌军接近时便发出了警报。第二 False alarm 表示假警报，令人空紧张的事物，像是 The fire department left the building after being told that the emergency was a false alarm.消防单位得知那个紧急事件只是虚惊一场，之后便离开了那栋大楼。第三 set alarm bells ringing 表示使人紧张、担忧。我们可以说 The CEO's strange behavior set alarm bells ringing. 那位执行长的怪异行径让人担忧。接下来我们看到形容词 hazardous 意思是危险的、有危害的。例如 Most people know by now that secondhand smoke is hazardous to your health.现在许多人已经知道二手烟对身体健康是有危害的。
Okay, let's talk about the title first. It says, Seeing Through the Smog, Understanding and Fighting Air Pollution. Now, we've got this verb phrase here, to see through something. That means you're able to simply look into something and be able to see what's on the other side, to see through, okay? I can't see through the clouds. I can't see the moon. There are too many clouds. But here, it could also mean that you kind of understand something that somebody's trying to hide from you, so that probably is what this means here. Seeing through the smog, being able to tell what this problem is and how we can fight it, to see through that smog. Smog is basically the combination of smoke and fog in the air. Basically, it refers to air pollution, especially if you can't see very far.
There you go, smog. Smoke plus fog, you get smog. Seeing through the smog. Yeah, let's get to the bottom of things here. Let's both understand and also take up arms against air pollution. Well, you can't really take up arms to fight air or air pollution, but you can fight air pollution. You can try to solve the problem of air pollution. Anyways, let's start with our article. Let's get to the bottom of things when it comes to smog and air pollution. Air pollution is now a scarier threat than ever before. So there you go. I'm not worried about turning on my tap at home and taking a drink of water there. I'm not afraid of that water being polluted, okay? But air pollution, like I said before, it's still there, and it's now a scarier threat than ever before.
That's right. We all know it very well here in Taiwan. On the news, on the TV, we always see these air pollution reports about the quality of the air in different parts of Taiwan. So people are aware of that, and we do recognize that it is a problem. Now, studies show that air quality is getting worse at alarming rates in many places, and its effects are much more hazardous than we previously realized. So yes, indeed, we do know that air pollution is getting worse, and now we have these studies that confirm this. These studies or research that is done by governments or by universities or whatever, they show or reveal that air pollution is getting worse. The quality of the air is getting worse and worse, and not just a little bit, but at alarming rates. Alarming means something we really need to be concerned about because it's happening really fast and it's a very serious problem.
Yeah, you've got my attention. Okay, I am now alarmed. This is alarming. These facts are alarming. By the way, let's say you're not good at waking up in the morning, okay? You might buy an alarm, okay? You set your alarm clock there, and it will make a loud sound or something like that to wake you up. Yes, that alarm will get your attention. It will alarm you. Here, though, we should be a little bit scared and concerned. If you are alarmed in this situation, you're worried about something, you're concerned about something, and it now has your attention. Yes, what should we be scared about? Air pollution is really getting bad. Apparently, air quality is getting worse at alarming rates. Oh no, I'm officially scared. You've got my attention. And then there's more. Its effects are much more hazardous than we previously realized. So before I said, after you've lived in a city for a while, you get used to the air pollution, to the smog. It doesn't really affect you anymore. So you think, you know what? No problem. It would be better to have clean air, but this air pollution, it's not killing me. Well, air pollution can kill you. It's much more hazardous or dangerous than we previously realized.
Yep, hazardous does mean dangerous or even poisonous, like hazardous chemicals, for example. Trains or trucks might be carrying hazardous chemicals, so they'll have a sign on it so that you can be careful around that vehicle. Hazardous chemicals, please drive with caution. So indeed here, the effects of air pollution are much more hazardous than we thought before. Now, one thing is abundantly clear. We must act immediately. So this is abundantly clear. Abundant usually means you have a lot of something. We have an abundant amount of apples this year, but in this particular case, this is being used as an adverb. Abundantly clear. Very, very clear. Extremely clear. We cannot miss this one. It is so obvious.
Yes, we have an abundance of clarity. This is obvious. We must act quickly, immediately even, in order to fight air pollution. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back with more right after this.
Toxic air leads to some 8.8 million premature deaths per year, and 9 out of 10 people globally are exposed to it. World Bank estimates put the costs of health damage resulting from air pollution at $5.7 trillion per year, with the developing world hit the hardest. Still, cities around the world often have air choked with smog coming from vehicles, power plants, and other sources. Even air pollution levels within the range considered acceptable under today's guidelines can do significant harm.
第二部分我们看到一个单字 premature， 这个字是形容词，指提前的、过早的。举例来说， Smoking can cause premature aging， 吸烟会造成提早老化，或是 Michael's decision to sell all of his stock may have been premature。 Michael 卖掉他所有的股票的这个决定可能有点仓促。另外，这个字除了上面的意思，还可以指早产的。我们可以说Premature babies require extra care than other babies. 早产儿要比其他婴儿更需要额外照顾。再来，我们看到一个单字 trillion， 这个字是名词，意思是兆。例如 A recent study estimates that there are over 3 trillion trees in the world. 一份近期研究估计，全球有超过3兆棵树木。接着，我们看到片语 be hit hard 表示受到严重影响的，受到重创的。我们可以说 The city was hit hard by the economic downturn. 经济萧条对那个城市的打击很大。
Time now to discuss the second part of today's lesson. We're talking about polluted air or toxic air. So toxic here means poisonous or polluted. So polluted air or toxic air leads to some 8.8 million premature deaths per year, and 9 out of 10 people globally are exposed to it, which would probably include most people here in good old Taiwan. If you go out and walk about, you're probably going to be breathing polluted air at some point. So here we're saying that toxic air is responsible for up to 8.8 million premature deaths per year. Premature means before something is supposed to happen. Premature. We could say that I took out my money account from the bank prematurely. I took it out before I was supposed to, and therefore I had to pay a penalty because it was premature.
Yeah, sometimes you also have premature babies. Yes, they're supposed to be born at around 9 months, but they get born or they come out of the womb early, too early. They're premature in that sense. So toxic air. I've never seen someone take a big lungful of air, take a big breath, and then drop dead. Now, sometimes if water's really polluted and you drink that water, it can make you sick or it can kill you. But I've never heard this about air pollution before. So it doesn't kill people dead in their tracks the way that some other forms of pollution can. But here, what we're learning is that even though it doesn't kill people dead right there in their tracks, okay, it does lead to many, many premature deaths. So toxic air, it causes people to die earlier than they should. Not immediately, but earlier than they should, and that's not a good thing. So get this, 9 out of 10, 90% of people globally are exposed to it.
Oh, that's not good. Now, here in the next sentence, it says, World Bank estimates put the costs of health damage resulting from air pollution at $5.7 trillion per year, with the developing world hit the hardest. Okay, so this is an organization, World Bank, and they've done some research and they've come up with some estimates. Okay, that means that you basically try to guess what something is. You guess how much the amount of something is. That's based on research. Of course, it's impossible to know the exact numbers, but they've got these estimates, and they put the cost of health damage resulting from air pollution at $5.7 trillion per year. So in this sentence, we've got the verb phrase to put something at. Okay, put something at. That just means you determine what the number is. The price has been put at $20 per pound.
Yep, and we also have the phrase to be hit hard or hit the hardest. What we're saying here is that the developing world has been hit the hardest, or they've been affected the most by this. Now still, cities around the world often have air choked with smog coming from vehicles, power plants, and other sources. And people just learn to live with it. It's not nice. No one likes to breathe that air, but they do it because they want to live in cities.
So choked with, that means you've got all this smoke and you're choked with it. It's kind of affecting your health. You might be coughing or gagging at the voice. So choked with, I could say that the city's choked with exhaust pipe smoke and the skyline's full of a red haze. So watch out there. So indeed, the air is choked with smog. And where does that smoke come from, or where does that smog come from? It comes from vehicles, you know, like trucks, cars, buses, scooters, and it also comes from power plants. We need power to charge our phones and stuff like that. And of course, they create pollution. And of course, we've got pollution coming from other sources as well.
Yeah, even air pollution levels within the range considered acceptable under today's guidelines can do significant harm. So there you go. People live with the air pollution, and they also have this false sense of security. They could say, yeah, the air is polluted, but the air pollution levels, they're in a safe range. Yeah, the air pollution in our city, it's within the range considered acceptable under certain guidelines. Well, do these guidelines actually reflect reality? No, apparently these guidelines that we're still using today are outdated, outmoded. We need to update these as soon as possible.
Yep, guidelines, standards, etc., general rules. And yes, they've got guidelines that are changing all the time. Okay, let's move on now to the third and final portion of our lesson for today. We'll listen to it first.
Short exposure to air pollution is enough to cause illness. Outdoor exercise becomes dangerous rather than healthy. One recent study of 95 million U.S. hospital records found that more hospital visits occurred after days with heavier pollution, and further research has justified those findings. To caution people of the dangers, there are now news services and smartphone apps that warn us of poor air quality. It's essential that people remember to check pollution levels before exercising outdoors or even going for a walk.
最后第三部分我们看到单字 caution 这个字是动词，指告诫、提醒、警告。举例来说 We were cautioned to drive home slowly because the roads are slippery. 我们被告诫开车回家时要开慢一点，因为路上很滑。或是 Police cautioned women not to walk alone at night. 警察警告妇女晚上不要独自在外面行走。另外，这个字也可以当名词，指当心、注意。我们可以说 Open the door with caution because I think there might be a dog in the room. 开门时请小心，因为我想屋里有一只狗。
Okay, earlier I said I've never seen anyone take a big deep breath and then die from toxic air or air pollution. So sure, it doesn't stop anybody in their tracks. It doesn't make them fall down dead on the pavement or the sidewalk or anything like that. But toxic air can kill you. Yeah, even short exposure to air pollution is enough to cause illness. So maybe that person taking that big deep breath, they don't fall down dead on the sidewalk, but they might go home and get sick because of that toxic air, breathing in that air pollution all day long.
And outdoor exercise becomes dangerous rather than healthy. So if you work out in the city, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe you should take your exercise indoors and join an exercise gym or something. They probably filter their air inside there so it's not so polluted. So yes, indeed, if you work out outdoors, if you go jogging or cycling, hey, you might get sick someday, so watch out for that. And one recent study of 95 million U.S. hospital records found that more hospital visits occurred after days with heavier pollution. And further research has justified those findings. So we're talking about a study that took place in the United States. They took a look at all the hospital records of lots of hospitals. 95 million records were checked. And it said that, well, people tend to be ill or they get sick after days of heavy pollution. So, yeah, they checked the records of the pollution, air pollution records, and then they checked hospital records, and they found a relationship. They found a link, a correlation. They had something to do with each other, so we could easily conclude that lots of air pollution makes people sick, according to this study.
Okay, so there was one study at the beginning there in the U.S., okay, and it said one thing, and then there were more studies undertaken, and they explored the same thing. Yeah, further research justified that initial result. Here, to justify something is to support something like a claim, okay? If you justify something, you give evidence for something, you show that it's right, okay? You prove that thing, so on and so forth. We could use the word justify in a sentence like this. You need to justify your continued employment with us, i.e., we might just fire you if you can't tell us why you should keep your job.
Yeah, or while we're on the subject of jobs, I could say, if your boss is exploiting you and paying you too little, then you are justified to go on strike. That would be justice if you go on strike because you're being treated unfairly by your boss. But here, justify kind of means to prove, okay? Now, to caution people of the dangers, there are now news services and smartphone apps that warn us of poor air quality. So to caution somebody, to warn you about this, to let you know that something bad is happening, to caution people of these dangers, we've got news services. As I said earlier, they have air pollution reports on TV. You can also download an app to check out the air quality before you go for that morning jog. And of course, they can warn us and let us know about poor air quality.
Apps, that's short for applications, kind of like a program for a computer, usually a smartphone or a tablet or something like that. Anyways, the next sentence says, it's essential that people remember to check pollution levels before exercising outdoors or even going for a walk. So yes, the next time I take a jog, I'm going to be checking air pollution levels. I don't want jogging to make me sick. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But don't worry, the Chinese teacher is waiting in the wings.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分有一个句子写到说 Still, cities around the world often have air choked with smog coming from vehicles, power plants, and other sources. 然而世界各地的城市空气充满了来自交通工具、发电厂和其他来源的雾霾。那句首的这个 still 它是当连接副词，意思就跟 however 或是 nevertheless 差不多，用来表达然而怎么样，尽管如此。好，那另外同学们有没有注意到句子里面的 air后面是接过去分词 choked， 然后 smog 雾霾后面是接了现在分词 coming。 好，这其实是分词片语的用法。分词片语它是由形容词子句把它简化成名词搭配 VING 或者是名词搭配 PP 的结构。那当我们把主格关系代名词 who which, that 所引导的形容词子句，把它省略关系代名词，把动词改分词，这样就会变分词片语咯。好，如果你的动词是主动，就用现在分词，被动就用过去分词。我们用例子来看会比较清楚。The man who is standing by the sports car is an actor. 站在跑车旁边的那名男子是个演员。那句子里面的Who is standing by the sports car 是关系子句，这个 who is standing 可以直接简化成 standing， 那句子就会念作 The man standing by the sports car is an actor。 好，再造个例句。Dana is looking at a portrait that was painted by a local artist。Dana 正在看一幅由当地画家画的肖像。那句子里面这个 that was painted by a local artist 是关系子句，其中的 that was painted 我们就可以直接把它简化成 painted 就好了，那就变成 Dana is looking at a portrait painted by a local artist。 好，接着读到课文最后一句，他说It's essential that people remember to check pollution levels before exercising outdoors or even going for a walk. 大家出门运动前，或是甚至去散步之前，必须记得确认污染程度。好，这边要介绍的是 It's essential 加 that 子句的用法，表达说什么什么是必要的，什么什么是相当重要的。其中的 it 是虚主词，用来代替后面的 that 子句。好，那这边要特别注意的是，当 that 子句是带有告诫命令的语气时， that 子句要用到 should 加原形动词的写法，写作 It is essential that主词 should 再加原形动词，不过 should 也可以省略不用，只保留后方的原形动词。那像这样的句型就是用来表达 that 子句所描述的事情的重要性或是必要性，希望对方可以按照所说的来做。好，那么句型里面这个 essential 你也可以把它换成其他形容词，像是 important, crucial, necessary, vital 等等的。举例来说It is crucial that the project be completed on schedule. 这个专案照计划准时完成是非常重要的。那这边的 the project
be 直接搭配一个原形动词 be 是因为它前面就是省略了 should。 好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Smog. The city's famous skyline disappeared behind a wall of thick smog. Abundantly. It was abundantly obvious that our team would not finish the project by the deadline. Guideline. There are specific guidelines that you must follow when you do this assignment. Justify. There is no way he can justify his daughter's rude behavior the other day. Caution. I caution you not to walk alone at night in this part of the city. App. This app will turn your smartphone camera into a barcode scanner.
Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.